Okay then, I guess it's time to do another review. This is the EB50 from Okai. Let me kick off the review first with the speed test. Speed test stuff, which is a Bafang 750 watt nominal 1000 watt peak brushless motor in that rear wheel, and that's powered by a 48 volt 14.7 amp hour Samsung battery. Can be removed with the 2 keys they give you. Now it's got a thumb throttle on the left side, nice rubber textured pad. They say the bike can top out at 20 miles per hour. I'm going to show you how fast it can go on all 3 pedal assist levels and straight throttle. Now there's 3 different ways you can change the speed mode. On the pad here, the touch screen, and then in the app. So this is no power now, and I'm on the first gear. This is a slight uphill and actually isn't too bad. It's very doable. You can easily ride this without any power. A kind of a cool thing here, when you hit the different speed modes, it will tell you the estimated range with that speed mode. So for example, speed mode 1 is 34 miles, 2 is 29 miles left, and 3 is 23 miles. So casually pedaling on speed mode 1, that's 19 miles per hour. Speed mode 2 with the same revolution is 20 miles per hour. And then casually pedaling on speed mode 3 is also 20 miles per hour. And if I really try to rip it, ton of pressure in the cranks, but I can get that up to 21, 22. And now for the pedal assist sensitivity on speed mode 3, gear 8, 20 miles per hour. If I stop pedaling, motor cuts off almost instantaneous. And then down to around 15, 16 if I re-engage, about 3/4 of revolution on speed mode 3 before the power comes back on. So pretty reactive, pretty sensitive. Now with the throttle, it doesn't depend on the pedal assist level, you have full power. And that tops out at 21 miles per hour, 20 to 21. As far as play, there's about a ½ inch of play before it engages. You can kind of hear it just come on. And it is one of these all or nothing type of throttles. It takes a little bit of practice to stay at a consistent speed. More of a sporty throttle than a nice cruising, relaxed throttle. Now, this is a monster bike. The frame on this weighs 83 pounds and can carry a rider up to 330 pounds. I'm 185 pounds and want to see how long it takes to hit that 20 mile per hour mark. This is the acceleration test. Speed mode 3, 81% battery life. I'm in gear 1 and let's see how it does, 0 to 20. So there's half a revolution before the power comes on, which is nice. And that is, that is zippy for a big old beast of a bike. There's 20. And now throttle. And that is immediate. You hit that, it goes, I'd say a little bit zippier than pedal assist. And there's 20. So I'm liking the acceleration. It's time to see how long the EB50 can go. It's got a range rating of up to 45 miles. Gonna do 2 range tests, one with easy riding, the second one with harder riding. Well, like always, guys, I'm on the range test. Going to talk about the Ranger, tell you all the stats, the specs, things like that. As far as the look and design, this is a tank of a bike. It is quite large. Got a huge frame on this. One of the coolest features about this bike that I've never seen before is the built-in touch LCD screen. As far as the wiring, it is all wrapped in front. Just underneath the LCD screen, it goes all internal from there. So fairly clean looking bike. The nice thing about this company is that they have been around for a while and they've got a service center in California. And they do offer a few accessories like bags and baskets. Down to 75%. I've gone 6.60 miles. In my experience, these bigger, heavier bikes have pretty good balance. Super easy to ride this without hands, as you can see, and even pedaling when the power comes on, it doesn't throw me for a loop, it doesn't throw me off. I'm down to 50% battery life and I've gone 14.68 miles. It's a heavier frame bike, so if I just lean a little bit off of center, then it just reacts. I actually kind of like the way this turns, though. It drops my stomach a little bit. This is a bumpy road and 26 miles an hour. It's still just super smooth. All right, now we got kind of a steep hill. Let's see how fast I can get going. It is just coasting. Woo! Oh, you gotta slow down. Yeah, that handling kicks butt. As far as the overall feel, no rattling, shaking noises. Very solid feeling bike. Everything's locked in nice and tight. Down to 25% battery left, and I've hit 22.56 miles. Still going 20 miles per hour, only had a couple stops. Okay, well, diving into the geometry, this is a 26-inch bike. It's got a rider size rating of 4.7 up to 6.7. Another nice thing about this bike is you can adjust the handlebars and push them out or bring them closer to you, so you can kind of extend the cockpit area. My back is almost straight up and down. It doesn't really feel like a full-on mountain bike style bike. So if you're looking for a sightseeing bike, this is a good one. I'm not sure how long the handlebar length is. If I had to guess, I'd say about 26 to 27 inches. The grips are slightly wing-tipped. They're smaller, they are fixed, and they do feel nice. I really like the grips. 8-speed Shimano shifter that is underneath the grip, which is what I prefer. Coming up is one at a time. Going down, I can go about 3 gears with 1 push of the thumb. Hey, the saddle is about average for comfort, and there's a carrying handle underneath. Then you got 26 by 4 inch CST BFT tires. I like those tires. That is a good fit, a good match for this bike. And then there's a front fork suspension. You can lock that out and adjust it. It's some of the cheaper suspension I've seen. Not the best. I'll talk more about that during the off-road test. That wraps up the first range test. Battery's at 9%, and I was still going 20 to 21 miles per hour as I pulled up to my truck. So it's got great power consistency throughout the lifespan of the battery. My app recorded 27.21 miles with 1,020 feet elevation gain. Gonna charge it back up and do range test number 2, this time with a lot more stop and go, riding it hard and hillier terrain. Yeah. First range test was 27.21 miles with 1,020 feet. This range was 26.82 miles, so about a half a mile less with 1,552 feet, so 500 feet more elevation gain. Do you have anything to say about that?
There's very little difference between the two.
Thank you.
Very little difference.
Very little difference.
It's like, well, check out this car.
Oh, you think it's something, y'all, car? You think, that's a very nice car. So what I would say in conclusion is ride this thing hard, a lot of stop and go, lots of elevation, and you're still gonna get around 25, 26 miles per hour. Not miles per hour, 26 miles.
Just have fun.
All right, it's time to test out the off-road capability. And this is a pretty friendly trail, I'm not gonna lie. It's hard packed, not a lot of rocks. Those big old fat tires though, you got nice grip. I like that, but rocky section here, that's pretty bumpy. They can climb pretty good with a full battery, but as the battery starts to drain, 60, 70%, you really lose a lot of climbing power. That front fork's doing a pretty good job, hitting these rocks, but when that back tire hits it, it bounces pretty good. Some of these hairpin turns on the single track are a little much for this big old frame. This bike's gonna do better for a nice, well-traveled dirt road. That's time for the hill test. There's no hill rating for the EB50, but the motor does produce 85 Newton meters of torque. All right, 15% hill, speed mode 3. I've got 90% battery life. Up we go. Steepest part here, 7 miles per hour. Feeling some resistance in the cranks. Not a lot though. I mean, bike's doing probably 90% of the work. Pretty much over the top of the hill now. So 7 miles per hour up a 50% grade. That's not too bad. And now it's time to test out the THROTTLE dual disc brakes. All right, the first thing you need to know about the brakes, the right side controls the rear brake, left side front. So standard for US bikes. Got pretty cheap feeling brake levers, not gonna lie. There's a rubber pad on them though, so got some grip there. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's very, very well controlled. Let me run you through the LCD screen and control pad. On the left, orange button turns the bike on. On the left, plus and minus, change the pedal assist levels, again, 0 through 3. There's a headlight. And then in the rear, you have to turn it on manually, but there is a rear light. And then you got ambient lighting on either side of the upper tube. This is a touchscreen, just pull down with your finger. You can do gear selection, which I've talked about before. Screen brightness, that's all the way dim. That's all the way bright. Interface style, you can do a dark or a light backdrop. You can lock the battery, turn on or off the ambient lights, has riding records, and then vehicle information. And that's pretty much it. The EB50 has an IPX5 waterproof rating, a 1-year warranty, a 14-day free trial, and free shipping in the lower 48. Well guys, if you want a techie bike, it doesn't get more techie than this. That was my favorite feature about the EB50. I love the built-in touch LCD screen, the lights on the side, the ambient lighting. If you want to pick it up, I've got the link in the description. Also be sure to check out my website, electricrevolutionreviews.com. There you can find all of my reviews sorted by price and capability. Hit that like button before you go, and please subscribe for the latest in electric bike, board, and scooter reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I appreciate all you do, all you did, and all you had done. The end.